Skyrim has always felt big and full of detail, but it doesn't always feel real. Even with all these mods, there are still those small moments breaking the immersion. So today I tried to fix this and installed a variety of immersive mods. Nothing too flashy, just some subtle changes, as I wanted to see if I could make Skyrim feel real and responsive. Some of these mods are so small that you might not even notice it at first, but when you do, you just can't go without. Let's begin with the physical immersion mods that make your actions and presence in the game feel more tangible. I thought the perfect mod to start with is Train and Study, which allows you to use training dummies, archery targets, and skill books to advance your various skills. These dummies can be found anywhere, and what good are they for if they don't actually help you get stronger? Not only can you hit them with weapons, but you can also deploy your deadly destruction spells and gain experience in that field as well. It's slow though, so there's also the option to dedicate the whole day for intensive training, after which you should take a good night's rest to refresh your stamina. And if you find any skill books, you can also study them for several in-game hours, which teaches you the tricks of the trade, which also causes a fatigue only a deep slumber will fix. There are a lot of small jobs you can do around the province to gain some pocket septims, and one of them is chopping wood for the tavern keepers. Now, this experience is so much more fun with Chop Chop, a mod that combines some useful mechanics of other mods and makes for an immersive wood harvesting experience. With the mod, you can physically strike the trees with your axe to acquire logs, which you have to bring to a wood chopping block and convert them into actually usable firewood. This is so much more fun than just looking at the passive animation and makes for a great beginning for an immersive roleplay as you stumble into the mysterious woods in the purpose of cutting some trees, and the adventure can begin. Physical immersion is not only what you do, but how you move, and that's why here we have Inertia, Physical Movement Response System. This is a new mod that adds carry weight-based movement inertia to Skyrim, which makes your moving and turning feel different, scaling with the burden that you're carrying. By adding this dynamic acceleration and deceleration, the movement in the game feels more immersive. Because if you're carrying heavy stuff or wearing a proper heavy armor, it's slower to turn around and the added momentum is noticeable. This just makes sense, and even though it does feel different, it's not at all clunky. In the next section, we're making Skyrim feel more immersive with added reactions, small tweaks, and the possibility of doing some good in the world. Whiterun Battle Brothers is one of those small mods that make the game feel more dynamic, and I'll tell you why. After the first dragon battle at the Western Watchtower, the guards who fought beside you and witnessed your dragonborn-ness are now actually real people living and working in Whiterun, and of course, they remember you. Each of these 4 guards have names and some repurposed unique dialogue, and you can conversate with them briefly, and they are forever grateful for saving their lives and the entire city. As we know, Skyrim is poor. There are war veterans, drunkards, orphan children, and others begging for handouts in the streets. Sure, you could give them a septim or 2, but now with Give Beggars Food, well, you can also give the beggars some extra food or beverages you may be carrying in your backpack. This will also grant you the gift of the charity buff, and the poor beggar will remember you with fondness the next time you meet them. I've been wondering, how does the Courier always know your exact location? This immersion issue is brilliantly mended with Skald's Mail, a Courier alternative. I absolutely adore this mod. It replaces the courier system by adding mailboxes at inns and player homes that you can rent or purchase, as well as features mail order deliveries from shops with the help of catalogs, shipping items long distances, and sending off your gear to be improved. You can also receive just regular mail and important letters to your primary mailbox, which you can read over your morning coffee. Actually, speaking of letters, if you want some from me, I do post some extra content over at Patreon. Consider it a premium courier service. Links in the description if you'd like to support the channel. Now let's check out the final mod in this category, which is restoring the Aretino residence. Aventus is the orphaned kid who tries to summon the Dark Brotherhood to bring revenge to a certain woman when the player intervenes. His family house is a wreck. Even though it's located in a prosperous neighborhood of Windhelm, it's messy, dusty, and dark. With the mod, you can start cleaning and repairing the place with the help of Angrenor, a family friend who has moved in, and one by one upgrade the rooms to make the home feel cozy and secure again. There are also some choices to be made on what kind of amenities are needed in this house. When the renovation is finally done, you can tell Aventus to return back home, as well as invite Sophie there, who doesn't have to live in the cold streets of Windhelm anymore. Now the Aventus household is warm once more, and everyone involved has a new family, even you, if you so wish. This is one of the most wholesome mods I've had the pleasure to try out, and I'd recommend it to anyone. Now that our actions feel more meaningful in the world around us, let's turn our attention to the environment with the next immersion mods. Let us begin with Dynamic Wetness, a customizable SKSE plugin that makes the characters in the game appear soaking wet when they have been surprised with a sudden downpour or have been swimming. The mod dynamically adds glossiness and specularity to players' and NPCs' skin, hair, armor, and weapons when they come in touch with water or even a sudden snowfall, and it'll also dry seamlessly off over time when warming up inside and or staying near a fireplace. In addition, it works great alongside any community shaders or ENB wetness effects if you happen to use one of these two. We already installed Inertia, which makes you move slower while wearing heavy armor, and to complete the feeling of immersion, let's also add Wade in Water Redone. Now, whether your backpack is full of heavy gear or not, it shouldn't be realistically easy to walk while half submerged in a lake or a river, and this is exactly what this mod tackles. It simply makes moving slower when crossing a river, and not only to the player character, as NPCs are affected as well. Suddenly, these currents feel actually like real, flowing water, and that makes traveling through the land feel more real. Just one more mod to add on to the rivers of the Rift and Riverwood, and that is a teeny tiny mod that I absolutely adore: Water Debris. This is a new mod that adds simple floating debris on the selected locations of water, fallen leaves, and small parts of the pines that have been crudely separated from the trees. You can customize the spawn amount of them in the MCM, but that's it really. They're just for decoration, and of course, environmental immersion. Well, that's what we're here for really. Now that we have added some extra life to Skyrim's waterways, let's talk about something a little more destructive. If there's one thing that we learn as the Dragonborn, it's that fire spells are fun, but they can be even more so. First off, we are burning hay piles with Burn the Hay. I mean, why wouldn't you go around the farms of Skyrim and destroy their property? Or maybe it's an accident while defending the farmstead animals from wolves. Who knows? But the bottom line is that the hay gets burned. But I'll also mention that our fire spells are so strong and our hunger to burn something so mighty, we can't also stop melting ice with Melty Ice. I'd say there are better uses for your magicka, but hey, whatever floats your pyromaniac boat. We clearly haven't had enough fun yet, so let's amp up the immersion related to social atmosphere with better Skyrim parties. I have wanted to try this mod for a long time, and finally, it's the time. This mod expands upon the many celebrations and events happening in Skyrim, whether it's a prolific wedding of the Emperor's cousin or the sorrowful funeral of a young victim of a werewolf. King Olaf's festival has also been properly spruced up with additional decorations that only appear during the party, and Vittoria Vici's wedding hosts a variety of important people from all around the province. Overall, these parties and gatherings have now way more people attending, and it also adds some cut content related to these events and makes them simply feel more fun, lively, and realistic. Now, as we have added these immersion mods into the game, all these small changes combined together start to make sense. I think the world feels more believable and it responds to your presence in a new way. Before we end, I'm curious, what kind of small details make Skyrim feel immersive to you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and special thanks to those supporting my work over at Patreon: Ryan Ulrich, Frank Brackett, The Panicked Monk, Billy Duncan, Onshore Flyer, Eric Slagenwhite, Angrius Windstorm, Tunki, Amenity, Don Wright, Krakenhelm, Simon Wakes, J. Michael, Hitpoint, Nocturnal Emissary, and Victor. Happy modding, and see ya!